Max, let's get into some NFL now. And we got a new segment that we debuted last week.
Yes.
Why don't you lead us into that?
Oh, everybody. If you weren't watching last week, we had a new segment called Hades, Three-Headed Dogs.
Oh,
Okay, now, in case we don't know our Greek mythology, everybody, Hades is god of the underworld, all right? And he has a three-headed dog named Cerberus. All right. So when a player that is not a quarterback, so just so we're clear, that's a running back, a tight end, or a wide receiver. Okay. If they get 3 touchdowns in a game, oh, that's a Hades three-headed dog, baby. And guess what? We have 3 more this week. I can't believe it, including leading it up on Thursday night, DJ Moore of my Chicago Bears to get our first win of the season. This guy had 8 catches, Cole Breezy, 230 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Is Washington just garbage, or was that just a miraculous game from DJ Moore?
the Washington football Queefs are bad. I mean, their defense isn't horrible, but overall they're a bad team. DJ Moore,
Yes.
230 yards. Holy
Ooh,
smokes. I don't did
ooh-wee.
I don't even he barely had 230 yards on the season before that game.
I think he had a one game where he got over 100, but that's it. That's it.
He
He's heating up. He,
in
he's liking it in Chicago compared to Carolina.
He's heating up. Week 2, he had 104 yards. Week 4, 131. So in
Nice.
a full PPR league right now, Max, you're looking at the wide receiver 4 on the season.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Okay. Good start for DJ Moore right now.
No doubt about it. The Bears, once again, they get us Bears fans, we have a little bit of hope, not for the season, but the fact that we have a wide receiver that we're going to be that has his caliber of play. It's exciting to have. So we'll see as the season goes on. Maybe it's like a Detroit Lions situation. Last year they were like 1-4, and then they came back and almost made the playoffs. Maybe the Bears do the same. I doubt it, but okay. Let's move. Let's move on. Let's move on before
Move
I
on.
get I get
Move on.
I get all hyped up over nothing. Why do I do
Fuck.
that to myself? All right.
Fuck.
All right, let's move over to a tight end. Okay, this guy, big time name, but he hasn't been doing much this season, but he had a great game. I can't believe it, against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. George Kittle had 3 touchdowns, everybody. I got to put my glasses on to read these stats.
Oh.
This guy only had 3 catches. Okay, 3 catches. And all 3 of them obviously were touchdowns, 67 yards. He had 26.2 fantasy points. This is something, you got to be very excited about him, especially going up against a Dallas defense that is still, after giving up 42 points in a blowout, still is ranked in our league the #1 defensive team.
Wow.
George Kittle on your team, it's a boom or bust, it seems like, every single week. But hey, I hope you had him in your lineup last week, because he's a Hades three-headed dog, baby.
George Kittle right now, full PPR leagues, tight end 6 on the season. Those were his first 3 touchdowns on the year. He has 1 game this season over 3 catches. So not getting the volume. He's going to be touchdown dependent, but hell of a game there from George Kittle. Did you happen to see his shirt, the shirt that he was wearing underneath his jersey?
I missed it.
It said fuck Dallas. Just said fuck Dallas on it. Pretty good.
I respect it. I respect that.
I respect George Kittle.
I like George Kittle a lot. Yeah. Okay. And our last three-headed dog of the week, everybody. Finally, we're hoping this, because this guy is a first-round pick. No matter what league that you are in, he might be your number 2 pick, maybe. We got Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. This guy had 15 catches, Cole Breezy, 15 catches. I think there was 19 targets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
192 yards. Once again, 3 touchdowns. That's 48.7 fantasy points in our fantasy football league. Woo-wee! Is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, are they waking up? Or is this Cincinnati Bengals team waking up, Cole Breezy?
Possibly. This was Arizona they were playing last week, and yes, Arizona surprised us by beating Dallas, but Arizona has 1 win this year. I think they suck.
Yeah.
If there was any game, we called it last week. This was a bounce back game for Joe Burrow. As long as the calf is getting better, then yeah, These guys are going to be all right. And just like Jamar Chase said, excuse my profanity, I'm always fucking open. That's what he said. so I mean, I think he is always open. 19 targets, that's a lot. Right now in full PPR leagues, you're looking at the wide receiver 5 on the year.
Wow. Dominating right now, especially after 15 catches. Oof.